What might the world look like today if Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi had never existed? This is a question that invites us to explore the profound impact this man, known as Mahatma Gandhi, had on the trajectory of India's history and independence. Born into a Hindu family in coastal Gujarat, Gandhi embarked on a path that would take him far from his birthplace, shaping him into a global symbol of peaceful resistance. Aged 22, he was called to the bar at the Inner Temple in London in June 1891, having completed his training in law. Yet, upon returning to India, he found himself unable to establish a successful law practice. Thus, in 1893, he moved to South Africa to represent an Indian merchant in a lawsuit. South Africa became his home for 21 years, a period that saw Gandhi start a family and pioneer nonviolent resistance in a campaign for civil rights. This was the beginning of a journey that would shape the future of an entire nation, India. Gandhi returned to India in 1915, at the age of 45, quickly turning his attention towards organizing peasants, farmers, and urban laborers. His mission was to protest against excessive land tax and discrimination. In 1921, Gandhi assumed the leadership of the Indian National Congress, launching nationwide campaigns aimed at easing poverty, expanding women's rights, building religious and ethnic amity, ending untouchability, and, above all, achieving Swaraj, or self-rule. In a symbolic move of solidarity with India's rural poor, Gandhi adopted the short dhoti woven with hand-spun yarn. He began to live in a self-sufficient residential community, ate simple food, and undertook long fasts as a means of both introspection and political protest. Gandhi's most significant contribution to India's struggle for independence was bringing anti-colonial nationalism to the common Indians. He led them in challenging the British-imposed salt tax through the 250-mile Dandi Salt March in 1930, and in 1942, he called for the British to quit India. His peaceful protests landed him in prison multiple times, both in South Africa and India. But the journey towards independence was fraught with challenges. Gandhi's vision of an independent India based on religious pluralism was met with resistance in the early 1940s by a Muslim nationalism demanding a separate homeland within British India. When Britain finally granted independence in August 1947, the British Indian Empire was partitioned into two dominions, a Hindu-majority India and a Muslim-majority Pakistan. As people made their way to their new lands, religious violence broke out, especially in the Punjab and Bengal. Gandhi, abstaining from the official celebration of independence, visited the affected areas, attempting to alleviate distress. He undertook several hunger strikes to stop the religious violence, the last of which began in Delhi on the 12th of January 1948 when he was 78. Tragically, Gandhi's resolute defense of both Pakistan and Indian Muslims led to his assassination by a militant Hindu nationalist, Nathuram Godse, on the 30th of January 1948. Yet his legacy endures. Gandhi's birthday, the 2nd of October, is commemorated in India as Gandhi Jayanti, a national holiday, and worldwide as the International Day of Nonviolence. Gandhi, often referred to as the father of the nation in post-colonial India, or affectionately known as Bapu, was more than a leader. He was a beacon of hope, a symbol of peaceful resistance, whose life and teachings continue to inspire millions around the world. His influence on India's independence is undeniable, and his impact on the world immeasurable. So, to revisit the question we began with, what might the world look like today if Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi had never existed? It's a world, thankfully, we will never have to imagine.